Hi guys, we're flipping the script here. No sponsorship, just a single request. It's you who powers our mission. Join us in empowering founders, business leaders, and entrepreneurs to build great businesses, increase their income, and provide sufficiently for their families to make a difference in this world. A single ask I have of you is to please review and share this podcast. 1 minute of your time could make a difference in a fellow entrepreneur's life, so please review this podcast today. It will make a world of difference to you, to me, and our community. Hi, Contractors Chronicles community. This podcast was done at a point of inspiration, so it was done spontaneously. You'll hear some noises along the back line, but I just didn't want to stop me from sharing this podcast with you. So you'll hear a couple of noises along the way. Forgive me. It's just part of being on holiday and not being in my usual situation. And also, I made reference to us starting a company called Pool Lab. And you'll hear it at the end of the podcast. Yes, we didn't start it last year. We actually started it this year. We've only been operating for the last 2 months, and it's been quite successful. So at the end of the podcast, you'll hear I made reference to a pool company that was started last year. It hasn't started last year. It was started in about October, November this year. So listen out for that, and really looking forward to growing our community with you. Welcome to Contractors Chronicles, and we are well into December 2023, and just reflecting over the last couple of months. There's been the good, the bad, and the ugly. If I have to start with the last, the ugly has been so interesting. The ugly has been cash flow issues around ordering containers of specialized waterproofing systems for the construction market, and really struggling to get on top of my numbers on a regular basis. But that has been one of the biggest challenges. The other challenges that I've faced has been understanding who I need in which role. So I'm going to discuss those two. The bad would possibly be, I think I haven't stuck to a decent calendar. There's been a lot of white space in my calendar this year. Whether it's been intentionally or not, just reflecting, I think I've created a lot of that space. I could deal with a lot of issues that came, not necessarily crises, but I found myself too overwhelmed this 2023 to really put and really fill my diary properly so I can be exceptionally productive. So the bad would be, I think, in my view, it would be I wasn't productive enough. So I would fall short of being productive. So I'd be upset at the end of every day that I hadn't achieved what I wanted to achieve, because I have been in the past, I have lived to a very productive diary, and I think it's been vastly different this last year. And I think, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but I do think that it's most probably one of the main reasons is that it's the company's growing. So that has been a big issue. What's been the good? Well, the good has been overwhelmingly good if I have to reflect over the last year. I think the last year has been, we've basically doubled our growth in revenue. We'll see at the end of February 2024, 2020, end of February 2023, we'll be able to get a good idea whether we've made some decent profit this year. I'm not expecting us to shoot the lights out, but we have, I think the other good part is we have hired some very good people in the year. One being a key operations manager, and another one being a key financial head of financial on my side. We've tightened that up. So let me just discuss that quickly. So the good had been the sales, we doubled it. So that means we're definitely getting out in the market, and I'm happy about that. And B would be getting someone senior into operations. I also managed to swap the roles of the existing operator that was in operations and pushed him into a more technical role, which I think has paid off handsomely because he's technical and he loves his job. And operationally, I moved someone into operations who's very good into operations, and they're handling the day-to-day activity. So that's been very productive. The In the office side, there are two appointees that came into being. The one is the financial. So I realized I needed to get on top of my numbers a little bit more this year, which I think has been a process for me, purely because I've been trying to work a lot on my business, and working on your business requires you to work on your numbers. So on the office side, we worked on getting someone senior in financial. So that was an extra salary, unfortunately. But again, paying handsomely because that person is totally dedicated towards the cause, and that's been great. We used someone who was in customer service, who wasn't bad in customer service, but probably not the best scheduler of appointments, especially in contracting when you need to schedule key people to, or your project managers to go and attend to certain tasks or projects. You need to have someone who's got a tight eye on the schedule and who also can deal with clients and be the face of the clients. So that person was appointed as well, if I think about that. And the person that I moved off the customer point of contact, I moved her to a marketing role, and she's exceptionally good at the marketing role. And she's really, really just grown the company because we really found out that in order to differentiate ourselves from the other contractors out there, we needed to find out what our uniqueness was, and that's a whole different podcast on its own. But the uniqueness in that specifically was, just to give a bird's eye view, was to find out what our competitive edge was and what we do differently in the marketplace. And she managed to do that perfectly over the last year. She's not very consistent, so that's where we need to really tie things in a little bit more. But she's definitely getting there. She's in, I think, she's in a great role at the moment and loving what she's doing. And under my guidance of getting the word out there on the different social media platforms, not just talking about product, but defining what our uniqueness is, which is our, the way we operate as a team. And it's not only our product that's unique and the best in the world, but it's also our team that deals with clients, which is the best in the world. And pushing that out there, that's not very easily duplicated by any competitor. No one can just duplicate that. So it's a very big uniqueness, and we've decided to really put the foot down on the pedal and shout it out from the rooftops that that's what we do best. And we've made sure that our social media gets to hear about it. I've in fact had many calls from clients and friends saying we're doing something right. So I think those are the key areas. There are some subcategories to those wins as well. We've had some very good feedback from clients. Every client that has a job closure board automatically gets an email from me with a video asking the client to rate us as far as our service is concerned. And we've consistently come out at between 8 and 10 out of 10 for customer service and solving the client's problem. And that is very comforting to know. And that's a unique measuring instrument that we use. And I learned this a couple of years ago. Again, we can talk about it in another podcast, but getting that kind of feedback from clients has been absolutely amazing because I know that we're on the right track. And that's how our business has grown, is word of mouth, is people are recommending us and it's backed up because of the great client service. Point of contact, from the point of contact when they inquire about our service right through to the end. Yes, we've made some blunders along the way, but we've got the attitude that we have an open mind to learn about those things and how to improve it. The other good that I haven't mentioned, that it's dawning to me now as I'm going through this process of reflecting, is we've we've developed some key competencies in the way we deal with customers and in the home services industry, and we've decided to put the foot on the gas as well as far as looking for other companies to acquire or other markets to enter. And we've entered two other markets, one at the end of last year and one this year, so in the home services industry, which is unrelated to the waterproofing systems that we do. And we're very, very proud of it. We've had great feedback so far from clients. And so the one is in the pool industry and the other one is in the roofing industry. The pool one was late last year, and we're so excited to grow the pool services business in the future. So we're going to see how that one unravels. And then we've got the roof business, which will be launched in the beginning of this year. So watch the space. So those are the, if I can call it the good, bad, and the ugly for 2023. If I can say, without a doubt, it's been a fantastic year. My stress levels have decreased remarkably. And I think it's mainly because being a business coach for so many years and learning from coaches from all over the world, and just downloading the USB into my brain of how to run a business and work on your business and not in it, it's absolutely starting to pay off. So we've been inspired by our growth. We've been inspired by our people. We've been inspired in what our clients are telling us, and we look forward to sharing, not only our successes but also our face plants with everyone at Contractors Chronicles. So be sure to subscribe, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the new year. So every week, please listen out, subscribe to the podcast. If there's anything that you'd like to hear more of, drop us a note below. We'd love to expand and talk more about it and just educate the workforce and our clients and our customers, and also any of those contractors or business owners that are willing to learn more about businesses, and you want to learn from someone who's not a guru, but someone who's tripping and falling and standing and laughing and crying along the way, then this is definitely the podcast to subscribe to. And this is all about authenticity. It's not about making things up. This is about authentic, proper growth and sharing it. And lots of people ask me, why do I do that? I do that because no one else has done it that I know of that isn't a guru. So all these self-claimed gurus out there that are, shouting up from the rooftops, follow us, and they've got all these programs to sell. We've got absolutely nothing to sell. We're just sharing it with like-minded people, and we're growing a community. That's what we're doing. We're growing a successful community, and we want you to join us on this journey. So please, if there's anything else you want us to comment on or talk about a bit more in detail, if you drop us a comment below, if you share this with like-minded people, or if you post any comment below, I reply to every single one of them. I just love to hear more wherever you are in the world. And remember, this doesn't only apply to contracting businesses. This applies to any business. This is my ninth business, and I use the concepts from all the 9 businesses in this business. So excited to share the future with you.